Jordan and Layla come to verbal blows. Spencer can't figure out what his brand is. And Coop and Patience got new prospects. What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another All-American video. In this video, I'm breaking down episode 16 from season 4 of All-American. If you're new here, welcome. How you doing? Returners, people who was in my live, who consistently are in my live, shout out to y'all. I love y'all so very much. Thank you so much for checking out this video. But new people, hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of my dope content and so that you can join the tribe. And while you're at it, turn on your bell notifications so that you don't miss out again on this dope content. We literally have the best All-American community on the internet. It is a safe space to have full-on conversations around all of the themes, characters, and amazing story being told in the All-American universe. And I'm so glad that you're here. Glad that you found my video. Make sure you keep it respectful as we discuss all of these topics and predictions, thoughts, and theories. And as I mentioned in this video, we're going to talk about episode number 16. Without further ado, let's get into it. So I want to really start at the biggest part of this whole thing. Miss Layla Keating and Mr. Jordan Baker. Layla, step up. We gotta talk. Cause y'all's chemistry is great. I love y'all's platonic love. Y'all gonna get tired of me saying platonic love, and I don't care because I'm gonna keep on saying it because we are manifesting what? More platonic love in the world in 2022 and beyond. I want platonic love for you. I want platonic love for me. Well, I mean, I already have it. Shout out to my homies. I love y'all so much. But we want more of it. Give me more. Layla and Jordan actually confront one another in this episode, which is sparked by their mutual animosity for people in their lives who they feel like are kind of underappreciating them or just doing things that are being dismissive of their feelings. So for Layla, it is Patience really just giving lackluster effort and dragging ass when it comes to trying to get her album out. Like, personally, I didn't like how Patience has been moving. Like, it's one thing when Layla was on you to pick a name and you wanted a little bit of a breathing room for that, but like, girl, you can't give her the damn guest list. You can't go and get the door without her asking. Like, I get it, you a star and all, but you are still on a very indie label. She got you up out of that issue with her daddy, and now she's like advocating for you to create the art that you want to create. Y'all are in it together. Y'all are partners. She is not your damn servant. She is not your manager. She's literally your producer and your label owner. If you was at RCA, if you was at Motown, you would not be walking around asking for the CEO to bend over, hand over foot and do things for you. At the end of the day, her going to go get the guitar and getting locked in the studio with Jordan creates a great moment for some things to come out for a cathartic release. But I still don't like the way that Patience was moving. And I'm gonna need her to get it together. I'm so glad that she had a moment to think when Layla doesn't show up. Like, yo, is she not showing up for a reason? Like, I wouldn't blame her because I've been acting funky. Yes, know that you've been acting funky. And whether y'all are like not seeing eye to eye as friends or not, she has vouched for you. She's rode for you. She's done right by you as a businesswoman, as a label owner. And for nothing else, you need to give her the respect and the effort that she needs to help continue to propel your star forward off the strength of that, if only the strength of that. Okay? Now, in Jordan, he is struggling with the fact that Olivia is sniffing around creating this article around Wade. She even has the nerve to try to get Wade's input on it, as if Wade, one, he is kind of dumb, but as if he's dumb and going to go ahead and out himself. Like, Olivia, girl, do you not have homework? Do you not have papers to write? Do you not have classes to go to? Like, I'm all for you exploring your journalistic, interest and whatnot, but this right here is starting to feel very unhealthy. It's starting to feel like you are now addicted to or attaching yourself to something that is just not going to work out. And honestly, y'all, I am struggling with the fact that everyone around her is enabling her to do it. The fact that Jordan shared with her private information as her brother, and she's taking it as if she had confirmed that he's a source and he agreed to be a source. He clearly in this episode voices that he has an issue with her moving forward with the story in this way and moving about and trying to get interviews and doing all this, and she still does it anyway. And all Laura got to say is, if this is what your intuition tells you to go for it. Like, no, Olivia don't get to do what she want to do just because she wants to do it. None of us do. Like, it's one thing to like not have no fear and go for the things that you want, but if you out here compromising other people's positions, if you're out here compromising, other people's journeys and success behind something that has nothing to do with you and will have no impact on you either way, whether you run the article or you don't, that is not something that you just, do it if you feel like it. Because why do you feel like it? Why are you so concerned? We got it initially because you felt out the way. You felt like Davita was showing you up with your man and you wanted to go ahead and squash her so that you squash Neil and you can actually position yourself like, see, I knew what was better for you the whole time. But clearly that's not the case anymore. So now what is it, mama? Why are you so obsessed? Shout out to the subbies who joined me on live, because I actually have a video talking about why Olivia won't drop the Neil piece, and I'm having a conversation with some of my dope subbies talking about that. So if you want to check that out after this video, feel free to do so. It'll be linked in the cards above as well as the description box down below. But Jordan is struggling with that. So him struggling with that and Layla struggling with patience and what's going on. They both, you know, voicing their frustrations. They get locked in the studio, and then that creates an even bigger frustration for the both of them, right? It's interesting because Layla kind of draws first blood. She's like, Jordan, stop your whining, okay? Do what you say that you want to do. Stand up for yourself. Where's your confidence? Like, I literally just watched this boy wait all over you at the top of this damn episode, and you just tucking your tail and running and bowing down to him. And Jordan's like, well, he can teach me a lot. I can learn a lot from him, which is true. But also, Jordan, grab your cojones and stand up to that boy, because he's wiggity whack. Him and his fake ass Cuban link chain is whack. His face is whack. His arm might be mediocre at best. Like, let's be clear. I'm 100% on board with the fact that Jordan seems like he's a bomb football player, and y'all know I struggled in the past seasons with him like actually working hard and benefiting from nepotism. But we're gonna go ahead and say Jordan has busted his behind up until now. From what we can see in him in college, he's doing his daggone thing, and you're better than Wade. So what you're not going to do is tuck tail and run. What you're not going to do is bow down, regardless if he's an NFL hopeful or not. You are Jordan motherfucking Baker, and I totally felt it. Like I felt when Layla was talking to him like this, like, yo, stand up. You too weak in the knees. Stand up. Basically. And she was right. But then also, Layla, don't throw stones when you live in a glass house, mama. Because while you want him to stand in his confidence, create more of a rigidness to him and really hold himself down, you have created so much so that you've built walls up that nobody can climb over, and you haven't addressed the pain and the things that you're still going through. Now, the fact that Carrie is now still a part of the conversation, y'all, I am completely over. I don't care. But I ride for Layla, so I'm gonna go ahead and ride with her. I thought that we closed the loop when it came to Carrie. Layla literally was on the edge of that cliff, and she said everything that needed to be said. She said everything in reference to how she was feeling in the moment about Olivia and Spencer. She said that she didn't want to die anymore. She had been there, but she had come out. She wanted to save Carrie's life. She literally said all of that, but come to find out, she's still struggling with it. So next episode, we're going to see her going to go see Carrie. I personally don't think that her seeing Carrie is going to do anything. If she needs to forgive Carrie, that's something that she's going to have to be able to do, or a place that she's going to have to get to, regardless of what Carrie has to say or doesn't have to say. Like, her even giving Carrie the power to, I guess, free her bothers me, but okay. And as I mentioned in the live last night, like, I'm also struggling with the fact that we're harping on Carrie, which, yes, the girl tried to kill her 100%. Layla also tried to take herself over a cliff before, and she has worked through that with therapy as well, which they talked about at the top of the season. I still struggle with the fact that Layla and Spencer do not have dialogue in any scenes together majority of the time, but we're supposed to believe that she's okay with that. We're supposed to believe that she's okay with Spencer. I'm struggling with her needing so much closure from Carrie, but not needing any closure from Olivia and Spencer when she sees them every single day. She sees them together every single day. Do I think that Layla still loves Spencer? Absolutely. And there's definitely something that's there. There's definitely a conversation that needs to be had. And if we're going to have the Carrie conversation, we're going to go all the way down to San Diego to deal with that, then cool. But make sure you spin the block, Layla. That's all I got to say. And some of y'all were saying that in the chat last night. Y'all were saying, like, maybe she needs to do this first, and then she'll have the gumption or the strength to be able to confront Olivia and Spencer as well. We are going to see. I personally just did not want to see Carrie again. Like, I really felt like we were done with that. Like, we didn't got rid of Vanessa. We got rid of Baby Bookends. We got rid of Carrie. I thought that we had moved forward. We didn't got Jamie up in here. Sky is new. Sabine is here. We got new characters. We don't need to be doubling back to these non-factors, but we're going to see Layla confront, you know, her feelings. Or maybe she's going to go to see Carrie and then realize that she is still blocked or she's still frustrated, and then that's going to lead her to realize, like, okay, maybe I need to have a conversation with Spencer and Olivia. Regardless, the conversation needs to be had. What I will say is, watching Layla and Jordan yell at each other, him talking about the only way to get to her is inside of her, child, he sent me. He talking about the new motto for Layla is walls up, legs open, and I was like, oh my gosh, Jordan, when is the stand up? Like, when are you going on tour? Because I'm gonna be there front row. And honestly, I loved it. Like, even though some of it was a little bit harsh, it could definitely receive as hurtful. It came from a very real place, and it was so honest. And it's only can be said by somebody who really, really cares about you. You could tell that they really, really care about each other. Watching Layla take that damn mic stand to the glass in the studio and have that cathartic release, and then Jordan embracing her, I'm like, yo, this is what we're here for. And again, shout out to the platonic love. I'm totally here for it. Like, I love how Jordan has been able to show up for Layla, force Layla to be open with him if nobody else. And I love how Layla is also showing up for Jordan now that he needs it. He needs to be repositioned and refocused on continuing to excel and seeing himself as worthy and bomb and pushing himself forward as he navigates his collegiate career. And Layla's here to tell him, this is how you do it. That's it. That's all. Now, aside from that, again, Olivia is still pursuing this nil piece, and she's trying to get validation in this episode from other people after Jordan loses it on her, and Laura goes ahead and validates the girl. And I'm like, okay, child. But for the most part, we didn't get much from Olivia in this episode. She's really just working the back end, meeting with Wade to try to get him to speak on it. She ain't gonna be no more skanks. So watch your mouth when you speak about Olivia Baker. She got a lot to learn. She got a little insecurities. She be stressing me out sometimes, but what you're not going to do is call out her name. What you're not going to do is equate her to any, whatever you even trying to equate skanks to, because at the end of the day, people's sexuality and what they got going on is what they got going on. Basically, watch your mouth when you talking about Olivia Baker. Wait, I said what I said. Now, Spencer James in this episode is trying to figure out what his brand is, but then also trying to get back to Crenshaw and show up for his brother, who has been kind of like demoralized a little bit by his teacher, who told him that he would never be able to make it out the hood and his drawings aren't that great. And I'm just like, I really hate these miserable ass people who walk through life just trying to make everybody else's life miserable. Just because you're not capable don't mean that I'm not capable. Just because you have amounted to nothing don't mean that I will amount to nothing. So close your mouth when you talking to me. How about that? Like, I just needed Spencer to tell Dillon to go to school and tell that teacher, close your mouth when you talking to me. I.e., don't say to me, bro. Because violence ain't the answer, Erica. Violence ain't the answer. But I just hate that. I hate that Dillon is experiencing this. It sends him to a moment where he's like really questioning himself. He feels like nothing is worthwhile. And it's like, for what? What do you get off of being a grown ass adult telling a kid that they're not gonna make it, that they're not gonna amount to anything? And I think I'm like super triggered by this conversation because I actually experienced that as well. Like, it wasn't from a teacher or anything, but it was from somebody it was supposed to be family, and they literally told me I wasn't gonna be anything because I came from the hood in Baltimore. And look at me now, ho. The shade, I can't. Anyway, so Spencer shows up for Dillon and gets that out of him. And in addition to that, Spencer's story is really just him trying to figure out what his brand is. He can't really figure out how to articulate who Spencer James is so that he can communicate it to these brands so that he can work out his little nil contracts. And Davita's on him like, yo, we gotta strike while the iron is hot. So you need to figure out what you're gonna stand for, what your brand is gonna be. We need to figure out this logo, and we need to go ahead and get it done. And again, I want to go back to what I mentioned about Layla and Spencer not speaking ever for the most part. This will be a prime opportunity for him to go to Layla for advice. She's literally running her own record label. She's literally branding artists every day and being a businesswoman behind a lot of these artists every day. She literally is launching Patience's debut album in the midst of all this. And Spencer don't even go to her and ask her like, yo, what do you think my brand is? But you going to Coop, who has given up on any and everything in life. What's Coop supposed to tell you? How Coop supposed to help you? The one person who could help you, you actually don't even say anything to, and y'all want me to believe that everything is fine because everybody playing like everything is fine? Yeah, it's a big ass no for me. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. Now, aside from that, Billy gets pulled up by Preach in this episode, like, yo, you need to refocus. I really didn't get a clear understanding of why Billy was meeting with the coach of GAU. I feel like he's about to try to make a parlay into coaching again, but I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch, and I'm not doing it before I release this video. So let me know what y'all thought about Billy in this episode in the comment section down below. What I will know is that Olivia had the nerve to tell Billy that he should have been there for dinner when he comes in late and Laura has to go reheat up his food. Olivia, I'm gonna need you to stop telling everybody what they should do, what they need to do, or what they ain't doing, because girl, you have so many blind spots, and right now you're giving very much holier than thou. You're giving very much so you get to do any and everything that you want to do, but then you can't see how you land on people or how you manifesting. Because even you going back to asking Spencer to be the face of your Neil takedown article, it's like you didn't give a damn about that boy. You should not have asked him to do that, but you did. But then you could open your mouth and tell your father that he shouldn't have missed this dinner. You don't know what's going on in their relationship. Mind your business, girl. Mind your business. That's what I need Olivia to do. I need Olivia to mind her business. I need her to go to class. I need her to be in her relationship and be supportive and just give me that for a while, because you trying to take down and expose Neil and do all this extra stuff. It's sending me back to season 3, and I don't want to go there, honey. I don't want to go there. Now, aside from that, Coop gets a visitor from Sky, which makes Patience a little bit jealous. And I think Patience retaliates with Sabine. She's such a fangirl about Sabine when Sabine pops up at the house. And then later on, when Layla is nowhere to be found, Sabine is there, and of course to see Patience's performance, but can offer her a guitar, and then ultimately they kiss. And I'm like, girl, she's really just trying to get back at Coop. I can't wait for them to set some ground rules, because what I'm not about to do is watch y'all try to get back at each other with other people and y'all just want to be together. Because if that's going to be the case, then get y'all asses back together and figure it out. Figure out how to show up for each other. Figure out how to have some kind of passion and drive. Coop, figure out your because you would actually still be with Patience if you could keep your in control, honey. That's it. That's all. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If I missed anything, let me know. We can talk about it in the comment section down below. I got quite a few other videos coming, y'all, such as platonic love in the all-American universe. I'm really excited about that video. So again, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notification so that you don't miss when I post that video. I'm super excited about that. I also have new synopsis videos on the channel, so you can get into what we can expect in the next few episodes. If you would love to get a little sneak peek into that. Also, ericavane.com is there for you, listing out all the synopsis for you to read when they become available, and keep yourself in the know. Like, we just have so much amazing content. I cannot wait to see what y'all are saying in the comment section. To let me know that you watched the video all the way to the end, go ahead and put 4 football emojis in your comment so that I know that you're a real one and I got to show you some extra special real love. Also, feel free to follow me at ericavane.com on your favorite social media site, and I'm gonna go into the comment section right now. Meet me there. Bye.